Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Black Desert Console stream. My name is CM Shirna.
My name is CM Trent.
And we're getting ready for the September 29th patch note. A lot of it, okay, I'm going to be real. I took a day off yesterday, so the patch notes are mostly done. There's still quite a bit that I have to do and double check. So we're going to miss those parts. There's going to be little parts. And if there is something that we talk about today in the patch notes that isn't in the patch notes when the patch is released, please know that means it was checked and either it didn't work properly or it wasn't added into the game.
Cool. Before we go on, though, let's do like an audio check. Are we all good on audio? Because
no one's complaining. Your audio is low.
No, let's see.
Your audio is always low. Can you turn him up on the mixer, please, Kashima? I don't know which number he is.
I'm low?
You're always low.
What is that? What's that supposed to mean?
You're
a height joke?
No. I mean, I could.
I'm still quiet. Kashima's audio is pretty low. Yeah, that's true.
I'll go mess around with your settings.
He doesn't sound low. Okay, it's because I mumble. Yeah, that's true. I mumble a lot, and I generally have a quieter voice anyways. So, yeah, one thing to say is that, like Shirna said, he had a day off yesterday, so a lot of our patch notes, we're going to go over it pretty generally, and then when... I don't want to speak up. And then when the patch notes do come out, that'll be all in full detail, and we'll kind of go from there. So today, if you guys haven't been a part of the stream before... Patch notes, state of the address, patch notes, events, gameplay, Q&A.
Right, I just want to say that before the stream, we were supposed to do an audio check.
Yeah.
And Trent's mic was far away, and he lay back on the side, yo, what's up? His mic was muted.
So that's not my fault, is it?
When I said to you, hey, take it seriously, what if your voice is being picked up by my mic?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
And then I moved it closer. We did a mic test, and he didn't check it.
Because your voice was being picked up here. Yeah, Kashima is also to blame.
Not also, solely to blame.
Also to blame.
So
the two of you are as bad as each other.
State of the address, right? Let's start with state of the address. State of the address is first things first with optimization and stuff like that, as well as like lag and whatnot, right? As we've said in the developer's note, and as Jess Ognim has said, we're going to continuously work on it and go on from there. When we have information to reveal, it will be revealed in patch notes and in, I guess, like official notices, and hopefully we can do more of those kinds of things. So all that and, next gen update and all that kind of stuff will be released in official notices. I still truly believe that maybe this isn't the best forum to do that, to announce something for the first time. Regarding those kinds of things. However, if we do have information, we'll share it when we do get it.
Yeah, someone said, like, what did you do today? Why are the patch notes still incomplete? It is, 11 o'clock in the morning, and we prepared for the stream. We had an hour to prepare for the stream. Sorry, guys. The AMD FSR stuff, right, I don't know. Personally, I don't think it's completely to blame for what's been happening lately. There are some things that we're going to go over today, which is like making sure that your overrides are on HDMI and making sure that you're not locking yourself to 50 hertz, which might be affecting it, because a lot of people who were having it were on A, Xbox, and B, were locked to 50 hertz. So we'll take a quick look at that, make sure that you guys do it. Yes, there is still like the delays and stuff and the stuttering. That has all been reported. It is being looked into. To see what we can do. If it is FSR, then we'll take a look at that. But again, I play when you guys play as well, because I take days off and sit around in the mornings and just play Black Desert. Personally, I don't get the same things as you guys do. So we need to figure out why that is happening. I thought originally it was monitors and TVs, because being locked at 50 hertz is a bit weird. 50 hertz is only the standard in Europe, and having American players with it is a bit interesting, especially on 4K TVs. So we're still looking into it. We're trying to figure out how we can get that to replicate our end. especially the weird zoom out bug, where like everything kind of looks like a 1980s special effect. We're still trying to figure that out and try to replicate it here. We've tried a couple of different monitors. I've tried a couple of different monitors, a couple of different TVs, and we cannot get it to replicate on our end. So we're still looking into it.
Right. That also being said, because I see how Chad is kind of feeling about this. Right now, that's kind of where we're leaning, but we also kind of have to take a look at, as I've said, in terms of optimization, our end of things and seeing what's wrong with that. So once we know what's happening on other people's ends and figuring out from there, we can kind of go in with ours. Yeah, it didn't happen before. That's what I mean. So find out what are the variables that are required to replicate it, and then see what we can do with ours. Now, people are asking, or someone was asking about the class rework and reboots, and I'll talk about that for a second. Class reboot stuff is being shown on Global Labs, which is basically the testing ground for a lot of different things, and we're kind of going along with it. All the feedback that we've gotten, so far, and I'm not calling anyone out on this, but so far the feedback that we've gotten were from Shai's, Musa's, the docs that I got personally, Shai, Musa, Tamer, DK, Sork, and I want to say Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Like certain things with and Warrior. Warrior I got a lot of, and it's been kind of making its way in there, and there's still things that are being changed. And Zerk, because, him, right? So, like, we got a lot of Zerk feedback as well. I know, right? Mewa, I've been playing myself because I can, it's one of my favorite characters, and giving feedback on that. If other people have feedback on these classes, send it to me. And I'll try and get it in the hands of the right people during this reboot. We've been specifically asked to ask the console community, like, it's not just so much as just like, buff this skill, or give me this accuracy, or this and stuff like that. If you guys find problems with the UX regarding using controllers, bring that up as well. Like for my class, I had to, like with Tamer, you need a bunch of ring menu skills that you wanted to be able to do, but the ring menu is limited in that way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't function the same way as a hotkey on PC. The other ones that I'll say is like the way that a DK, not DK, sorry, Sork. The way that Sork plays on PC or on console requires like a weird hand configuration at times to pull off certain cool things. So anything regarding that as well. I've gotten a lot regarding those classes that I mentioned earlier. If people can give me like, what are the other ones that I've missed? Ranger, because I haven't really gotten anything about Ranger personally, like a massive doc in that sense. Mystic, not so much either in the sense of like, other than fix the sound and all that kind of stuff. I'm missing one. Striker, no one's giving me anything about it. In terms of like, I think this should be made stronger. I haven't gotten that. Ninja, there's one where someone told me is like, if you want to do this one really cool combo, get elite controllers is not the solution. But like, I want to do this one really cool combo, but by the time you're done with it, you lose feeling in your thumbs, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like the transition stances are also kind of weird, and animation stuff. So like, honestly, try and send me as much as you can. Even if I don't respond to it, I'll try and get them to the right people. So far, I've personally been able to work on a couple classes, and then hopefully we can do more with that. So yeah, if Musa Mewa can dash like they could on PC, that'd be great. Not even just that, like, how do I say this without giving away too much information? I'll give you an example of feedback. Someone once told us that, and I felt the same way about Mewa. Musa Mewa have chase, right? Upon launch, this was a really unique feature. Since then, it is no longer as unique as it was back then.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of outdated. So instead of just making it like PC is now, the reboot is more like, well, what can we do to work with it and not take away from the feeling of the class itself? Because Mewa in Awakening plays really differently from Musa, right? It has a very different feel. So that's what I kind of mean. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, yo, put it to PC, like the way that it is on PC, because PC is going to get rebooted as well. So what are some ideas going that way?
Can we go through the rest of the stuff
Sorry,
that we're
so
supposed to go through? This is Q&A, man. This is not the Q&A time.
This is the state of the address, because Justin even actually told us to
Yeah, I
mention
know.
it. So we'll touch more on the Q&A, and as people have kind of given feedback right now, I'll go through it afterwards as well. But for now, patch notes. Let's do this.
All right, so first, summer season is closing. Make sure that you take a look at the graduation notice that is up on the website. That will tell you everything you need to do and know. Remember, certain items are removed. So if you haven't used them yet and you have no use for them, delete them. Especially your time-filled blackstones and stuff like that. Maybe you could exchange them. Your Tuvala ores, etc., etc. Make sure that you read that notice to see everything which is being removed from the game and things that you will no longer be able to access. But you will still be able, I believe, to get your boss exchange coupon if you do the quest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, do all the seashell stuff, and season servers have been kind of cool, both on EU and on NA. I haven't played on Asia, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, but there's a lot of people that are actually helping and sticking around to help you with that. So, summer season does end after or during this maintenance, so make sure you actually do all your stuff.
Season Plus will be coming at a later date.
Yeah. Next thing, you want to go for it?
I just took out the rest of the patch notes. Okay, so Manos gear, the Manos life skill mastery stuff has been added. So this means Manos hose, Manos lumbering axes, Manos fluid collectors. I had to say fluid collectors because I have a name for it that I cannot say on stream. Manos tanning knives, butcher knives, pickaxes, the clothes, the processing stones, all the Manos goods have been added. We'll show you how to manufacture those because you have to collect items together to be able to make them. They do get enhanced and they're similar to the other styles, right? Where you use black gems and concentrated black gems, weapon stones, or concentrated magical weapon stones.
Yeah, for the tools you would use the weapon stones, and for the clothes you would use black gems.
Yep, there are quests added to help you get the Manos stuff you need. Manos riding crop has also been added. That's something I forgot. And all the Manos accessories. And I think, hold on, I want to go through all the stuff that's been added like that. I think that's all of it. Right. Okay, so now that you know that Manos is in, what is Manos, Trent?
It's good stuff for life skillers is what it is. It is the top of the top. So we had Logia come out, then we had Garnoa, and now Manos. Manos is basically the end gear, I would say.
Yeah,
for
the
like
end
life
game
skillers,
gear of
right?
life skills.
So whether it's tools, stones, or clothes, this is the kind of stuff that you would want.
Yep. So that has been added. It gives you extra life skill mastery. The Manos crop gives you extra speed on your horse and stuff like that too. So a lot of the Manos gear definitely worth checking out. There will be a separate patch note just for Manos because the rest of the patch notes, because of some of the things that have been added, are already incredibly long. So we separated Manos into its own patch note, even though it's only like 9 pages.
Yeah, so Manos will have its own separate page for it, and the rest of the patch notes will have something else. Another thing in the way of life skills is that we've added the ability to actually repair the durability of your cooking utensils and alchemy tools. You need something specific for it, so you can repair the advanced cooking utensil, supreme cooking utensil, advanced alchemy tool, supreme alchemy tool. What do you need to be able to repair these things?
An advanced cooking utensil, a supreme cooking utensil, an advanced alchemy tool, or a supreme alchemy tool. You take those to certain NPCs and you can exchange them for a repair tool that you can then use on your gear, on your alchemy table, or whatever you're using, and to repair it back to full durability. This just makes it so that you can, save space in your inventories because you could exchange them for the repair gears and keep them in your storage, as I believe they stack. You don't have to keep going into your menus to take them out, then throw them away, then put in the new ones because the weight of them. So these have been added, and you will be able to find that. It also means that you don't have to, fill your whole house with 100 cooking utensils, you might actually be able to put a bed in there now.
Yeah.
So
more
that's
space in the housing, yeah.
the other bonus towards that. Okay, other things in this section. Resurrecting in Red Battlefield has been improved. So if you die at the end of Red Battlefield, you will be resurrected on the tower before being kicked out. So before, what could happen is you could die in Red Battlefield and then get kicked out and then wake up dead, which was troublesome if you're in places like Tortuga or Histria and things like that. That has been fixed, changed, I should say. I'm going to have to skip over the rest of that because that has not been checked.
Yeah.
The Node War, Conquest War stuff, right. We've talked about this a couple times before because it always gets spec'd out the day of. But the simplified annex-related tools are in, which is like instead of buying, one gate or, like one Hwacha, one flame tower, blah, 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 you can buy one item and then you can select the item it makes in that. So that makes it so that the guild storage is less cramped because you can just buy 100 of these annex-related things and then use them as you need to. Yeah. Some other things, Calpheon Castle gate defense has increased. The outer gate is plus 130% and the inner gate is plus 165%.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go over the next one?
Yeah. So we've mentioned this before, and there was a notice that was released on the website earlier about, I believe there was a notice released about this, about changes to certain Pearl items. So the Treant and Desert Camouflage outfits that were purchased before this update can be exchanged for Cronstones through the Blacksmith in Velia. And from now on, you'll have the Unknown Adventure above your head when you're using the camo outfits.
So it gives you a little tag above your head that you're an unknown adventurer. It does change color based on your intent. So if you're flagged up, it will show up in red. If you are not flagged up, it will be gray. So no one will know what you're doing. I think that's that. A couple of fixes with emergency escape not working in certain situations. A couple of fixes to other skills on many of the classes. Some Corsair changes, but nothing really big in terms of balance changes within the classes this time round.
More like minor fixes between each classes.
Yep. You want to go for the next one?
For the Center Marker one? I don't know that as well as
the
you
UI
do.
one.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, so during the skill window, or in the skill window, we've improved it so that there are certain classes that weren't listed under grab, and so we've added them into the skill filter for that. Basically, improving the filters. There was something that someone suggested, but I'll talk about that in the Q&A section.
Okay. The central market, anything that is added into the registration queue, which is the items over a certain value or a certain... I can't think of the English word. I was thinking nunchi. Like just a certain value will be placed into that 15-minute cooldown. You can now just view items that are on that cooldown list. So that includes things like your Pen Boss gears, your Black Stars, your Manos clothes, things like that. Also, Tet and Pen, Black Distortion earrings, and Ethereal earrings are also included in that 15-minute cooldown period. Okay.
One thing I will say is that, and I think this is important for people who actually use the Black Desert app for the central market functions, this feature that's being added to the game will be added to the app as well in a later date, not in this update.
Yep. Okay.
Currently.
Right, the next one. The Adore Spirit Essence Pity system has basically been added. This means that it's Ornets. Ornets. Adores, it's because Adores is the first one. So Adores has been increased from 325 to 375, and all potions are now MP potions, the blue ones. There's no more like designation between WP, SP, MP, if that makes sense. So basically now you only have one item to purchase that will recover your resources. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the pity system is in for the HP pot, which basically means as you're grinding those areas, you'll pick up drops that you can then exchange for the items that you need to make said pot.
Right. On top of that, though, like there is also a system. So the pay system, you mean, is like you can create those pieces to make the infinite pot.
Yes.
Right. There is also a system that's being added where you can create lesser versions of the infinite pot.
Yep.
And
of the
it's-
HP pot.
Yeah, of the HP pot, where it'll gradually get bigger, you know, and into
Yeah.
its final form, essentially.
So basically, you would use one of the treasure pieces, either the Shurikens, the Forest Rhinoceroses, or the Blood Wolves one. You combine that to make a small potion. Then you use one of the other two to make it a bigger potion. Then you use the last one to make it the biggest potion. So that way, as you're progressing your infinite pot, you do get a smaller infinite pot, which is a nice way to go about it. So that has also been added. What was the other one?
All the details regarding the two pots will be in the patch notes in its entirety, including infographics that will help with that.
But that smaller pot version doesn't apply to the MP pot, but the MP pot does have a pity system as well.
Yes.
The reasoning for that, I will tell you now, is because the MP pot, if you have a small MP pot, there are quite a few classes that can just call it a day there, and they could just use that. Not exactly what was intended, so that way there is no intermediary steps on the MP pot.
Yes. Okay. Let's go on to the next one, which is the regional changes.
The regional changes.
I'm going to let you explain this because I don't want to misword this.
All right. So, items obtained in Balanos, Serendia, Calphion, and Media have been adjusted. So this is most of the regions that you have. We've removed some of the useless gear, such as Lura's Lost Helmet, armor, etc., that you get from like Triumph Forest. Trade items like ancient iron coins, bronze coins, those kind of stuff. The trade items have also been removed, certain ones. And then there's certain other things like, you know, melted iron shards and things like that have also been removed. So the reason they've been removed is to clean up the drop tables that are in many of these spots. For those of you asking about the Bartali's Adventure Log, you will be able to buy what you need for that, from what I know. Okay. Other reworks with this is that before you would get the weapon drop in your inventory, which would be like a Barres short sword and then a Uria axe or something like that. What's happened is that they have all been combined into one weapon box that are stackable, which means you can carry multiples of them without worrying about your inventory space as much. So basically, this also includes the sub weapons, all that kind of stuff. So, for example, you have Barres longsword, Barres amulet, Barres axe, etc. All the main hands. They will be combined into a Barres main weapon box. Same for Uria. It will be a Uria main weapon box, Kriya main weapon box. They stack in your inventory, and then you can open them on the class that you want the weapon on, similar to the way that boss gear works. And this also applies to the offensive, accuracy, and defensive sub-weapon boxes, certain armors, certain accessories, and magical crystals of infinity. So no more enhanced weapon drops. Yes, that is one of the drawbacks on that. I believe. I can't remember. I do remember reading about it. I need to double check that actually. Oh yeah, there it is. So you can attain one of the item types of all classes according to a certain probability upon opening the sub-weapon boxes. Also, you can only obtain gear and accessories that are not enhanced, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth. I need to double check that actually.
Okay, well, I'll check that.
I'll double check that.
Right. Other thing that's been added to those areas that Shirna just mentioned is that Blackstone bundles can also be found in these, so it's not just like the one Blackstone or two Blackstones that come in,
Exactly.
right? You get the bundle at a whole. And
So, yeah, basically, while you're grinding, you will get Blackstone bundles, which I guess is to make up for the fact that you're losing enhanced gear. When you open these bundles, you get 25 to 50 Blackstones at a certain rate, and that's for Blackstone weapons and armors. So we'll see how those go. Then, right, I guess we get into the next one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've talked about Balanos, Serendia, Calpheon, Media. Now we're going to talk about Valencia. So Valencia, the items have been changed to be more valuable. They have a 100% chance to drop these items. And many of you who follow PC would know that this has vastly improved the amount of money that you get in the Valencia region. So a few things to be aware of. The amount of vendor items you get, so we'll call it trash loot here. The amount of trash loot you get, it does change based on your collection scrolls and your agris.
Mm-hmm.
So normally you would just get one. If you use an item collection increase scroll, the blue one, you will still only get one.
Okay.
If you use the advanced, you will get two.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a yellow loot scroll.
Which you can make advanced, yeah.
Yeah, you can make advanced. If you have Agris Fever, you will get two. If you use a blue scroll and an Agris Fever with Book of Margahan Chapter 5 completed, which gives you the extra drop rate, you will get three. And then if you use a yellow scroll and Agris Fever with Chapter 5 completed, you still get three. So basically work it out to be what is the most efficient here. But yeah, they have been improved in terms of the drop values and things like that. So you can burn your Agris Fever there. Remember, I've seen a lot of talk about this on the PC side of things. Remember, Agris Fever does recover each day. It's not ridiculous amounts of money guaranteed each day, but we'll see how it goes in terms of silver. So the trash loot increases have been applied to the Valencia region.
I would leave that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have I missed anything? There's another side of this.
No, there's a couple more things. One of which is like in terms of items and stuff. No,
Yeah.
not really. All the other stuff is like minor things that have been changed, I guess. And things are still being added to that section. In terms of monster changes, the Shadow of Gahaz has been adjusted so that it just doesn't completely wreck people when they get into that area.
Uh-huh.
It's now made suitable for the actual recommended AP of that area. It's not just, it's not a mini Kazarka on its own.
If I go through the Trial of Fire, everyone should go through the Trial of Fire.
No,
We've
no.
also moved some of the Shadow of Gahazes to not be next to the dragons that you need during the Valencia questline to make it that little bit easier there. Also, okay, someone's asking, I should have clarified this. The Valencia trash loot change will not be retroactive. They will be new items. So your old items still carry the same value they do now. After the update, only drops after the update will be at the adjusted value. I'm glad I caught that. But yeah.
Okay. The next thing that we'll mention in terms of a quest change is, I won't mention him, but is that after doing a specific quest, which will be listed in the patch notes, you will be able to tell the difference between an Ackman portal and a Histria portal. So complete the quest, and then you will have the ability to see colors, and then you will be able to see when it's Ackman or when it's Histria. So yeah.
I was going to show the pictures, and then I realized they're black and white.
Yeah, it's not going to help us with that.
It's not going to help. But basically, the Histria portals will have a yellow ring around the outside, so you can do a quest to make sure that you know which portal you're jumping in on. Personally, I'm not going to do it because I like not knowing where I'm going to wake up.
You like the randomness of this?
I do. Weirdly, it's one of the things I enjoy. It's
Surprisingly, a lot of people have said that as well.
It's like, where do I want to go today? Do I want to go Ackman, Histria? Let's roll the dice. Oh, wait, look, I'm in Histria. Okay, let's go. But it's only good when you're at a gear level that you can do both. If you're stuck at, like, Ackman level, and then, like, Histria wakes up, and you get in Histria, you're like, well, Looks like I'm gonna need to find the exit. Okay. Then there's some seasonal stuff, but that won't affect you guys until the Season Plus server starts, which will be sometime soon. I don't know if we've announced when it will start. I can't remember if that was in the notice. So if that's in the notice, I do apologize. Then there's a bunch of stuff that I still need to work on translating, and
I think that's it.
that's it.
Yeah. So that's it for our patch notes. Again, during the Q&A, because I know we're going to go through it as we do gameplay as well.
Whoa.
Questions will be
Someone said once you have the Acmas compass piece, you never want to go there. He don't know.
You don't want to go to Ackman?
He don't know. He don't know how good Ackman is since the Kafrash changes.
Yeah, Ackman's... I just like going to different places. That's
Yeah.
about it.
So pity system is
Yeah, it's
in.
been
Yeah,
announced.
the pot system is in. Yeah.
Yeah. It had been announced, but yes.
400. Oh, someone's put 400 mil an hour at Gahaz. Right. 400 mil for 1 hour. Because your Agris, you have to use your Agris Fever
Right.
and a blue scroll. It's not.
Yeah, you're
continuous.
burning a lot of it, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for patch notes?
Yeah, someone's saying, like, I just said Ackman was getting buffed. It's already been buffed. Ackman is actually pretty decent.
Yeah. Caution was falling asleep listening to us talk, so I'll
Yeah.
kind of go through this. In terms of events, we have a new attendance event that will start after the maintenance, September 29th, 5 p.m. PST. Or PDT. I actually have to say the dates, and this is something I apologize for. Last time we did the stream, I announced something. I didn't say the dates, and it caused a whole bunch of confusion. So this time, I'll give the dates in PDT and UTC plus 1 because that's what most of our viewers are from. So a new attendance event, amongst which you can get something called the Fortune Pouch. The Fortune Pouch will give you a chance at, or not a chance, a bunch of items, but the quantity of those items will be random. You'll see more of that in the event notice. So that's our attendance one. The next event starts from right after the maintenance. So after September 28th maintenance, PDT. After 29th maintenance, UTC plus 1 is the Island's gift box. So when you're going to go gather fish or defeat monsters, you can get something called the Island's gift box, which I imagine are kind of rare. You go to Island in Velia, Island Bataille, and then you can exchange it for a chance at certain items, such as Black Distortion Ring, Tangrad Belt, Tangrad Necklace. You know, that sounds really awesome. And then we have our memory fragments, our black gems, Elixir of Deep Sea, Cox Elixir, Ancient Spirit Dust, a bunch of items in there that don't feel too bad, but this is going to be an additional bonus to whatever it is you're already doing.
Yeah.
Right? So all of this can be done. If you get the gift boxes, you can also sell them to NPCs for 100,000 silver. And the event item, so the Island gift box, can be exchanged after the event ends. It only drops during the event period, which is, and again to be clear, after the September 28th maintenance on PDT, after the 29th maintenance on UTC plus 1. Is there any confusion on that?
I don't think so. I wasn't listening. I was setting up. I'm going to be real with you, man. I'm trying to set up so that when we get in game, everything's fine.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not miss you yesterday. The next thing is, and it starts from September 30th, 5 p.m. on PDT, October 1st, 1 a.m. UTC plus 1, which is our playtime challenges. Play for X amount of hours, and you will get things like item...
Collection increase scrolls.
Blessed Message Scrolls, Fortune Pouch, the thing that I mentioned a little bit earlier, and Enhancement Help Kits. Also, during the same period, September 30th, 5 p.m. PDT, when you defeat monsters, you will be able to get an increased chance of getting Blackstone weapons and armors. And when you're gathering, there's an increased chance at getting sharp and hard black crystal shards.
Okay.
Right?
So I just got saved by... Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next thing is, in celebration of the Manos update and it being dropped, we did a life skilling event way back when, earlier this year, which was the old Moon Guild quests.
Yep.
Right? So you get to the person beside Creo. Her name is Enna. You talk to Enna. You can pick up a gathering, processing, fishing, hunting, cooking, alchemy, training, sailing quest, which can be done once per day. And then once you complete one of those, you can do the second version of that. The first, which will give you contribution EXP and black gems. The second, giving you a concentrated magical black gem and contribution EXP. That event starts right after the after the maintenance, September 28th, PDT September 29th, UTC +1. We good?
You good.
The dates are okay. Okay.
The date sounded right. All I heard was PTT, so it sounded right to me.
Dates are subject to change, though. So next one, and our last event is actually in regards to the, essentially the new pot system that we're bringing in.
Yeah.
Right. So Ornette has the pity system and new ways to make the current treasure items that you require, as well as order. You can make those items.
Yeah.
Right. We have an event called the Journey for Treasure, which is the treasure pieces that you need to create these items. Usually there's only one drop location for them. We've now added, during the event period, for an additional location. So after the September 28th maintenance PDT, after September 29th maintenance UTC +1, map of unknown pieces will fall. They usually fall in the Root Sulphur Mines and the Pilaku Jail. They will also now drop in Taptar Plain and Bassi Dens, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Do you want to go for the next one, or do you want me to do it?
All right. So the upgraded compass part is usually Histria and Akman. You can also get them in Kertuga, Giffen Raja Temple. Yeah, that's it. Because the Akman piece will also drop in Kertuga.
Yeah.
Then you've got the clairvoyance and the memory. So the Valtara's memory, which is the item you need to make the clairvoyance. Oh yeah, that's something we should mention. The actual old pieces, like the Rons, Titibauam, or whatever, they now have an ancient tag on them. So they will say ancient Valtara's clairvoyance, Valtara's memory, which you train for the Valtara's clairvoyance without the ancient tag.
Again, in the patch notes, full details regarding that.
Right. So normally, just Navarran steps
Tanning.
through tanning. But now, you got your blue whale, you got your fugitive calc, all Valencia monsters that you gather/butcher, so gather to butcher. All Camasilvia monsters, all Drigan monsters. So that's like lions, snakes, whatever else is in Camasilvia. Nobody really knows. Yeah. Then you've got Narc's Crimson Tier, which is the ancient version. You're also going to get it from the Wolves of Navarran Steppe. I assume that's Feather Wolves.
Yeah.
You didn't put Feather Wolves, mate. It should say
How many other wolves are there in Navarran Steppe?
Mate, if someone goes searching, thinking there's wolves around, not realizing it's Feather Wolves,
If they're on
Big
four
brain.
legs and they're howling at you, it's either the elephant or the wolves.
he's got a point. Yeah. So, Narc Solace, which is the pity system version you can get from all monsters in Navarran Steppes, except Ferrica Farina, Belladonna Elephant, and Baby Belladonna Elephant. We need to talk about this.
No, that's written wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it supposed to be?
It's basically you don't need to make the exceptions list. It's just there's certain ones that you have to kill.
Oh, okay.
That's literally it.
Through certain monsters that you have to kill.
Again, in the event notice, it'll all be in there. As you were mentioning, the Marthan's Gland, which is now ancient, will usually drops in Shara Ruins, will also be dropping in
Fadis.
the Fadis habitat. Along with that, the new item, Katsavariak's Venom, will be dropping in both locations during the event period. Ancient Shara Khan's item will be is in Shara Khan Necropolis, but will also be dropping in Prodi Cave. The Ancient Rons is in Forest Ronaros, will also drop in Sicaria Upper Zones, which is going to be rough for a lot of you. Ancient...
No, it's the upper zone, not the abyssal zone, so it should be
No,
fine.
it'll still be rough for a lot of people.
Most people can grind that.
Ancient half Ash, half Moon Cactanuk usually drops in Blood Wolves. And as people are saying in chat, if you're wondering why Cadres is going to be popping, it's because of that piece. We'll also be dropping Cadre Ruins.
There's also the fact that, you know, the value of the trash loot here is pretty good.
Cadre is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. For the events, that's what we got. Patch notes are done.
Let's go in game then. Right, that took us forever, man.
Yeah,
that took us forever.
Really sorry. I just wanted to be sure.
What?
And not even that. That's not even the full patch notes because there's stuff that we have to put in.
See, look, when you put it here, there's something wrong with the color on the on the PC.
On our PC?
Yeah. On the capture card, everything's a little bit more contrasty.
Right.
Besides the coloring. Right, so, first up, let's take a look at Manos gear.
This is a test server.
This is a test server before you start looking through all my stuff and go, look. Okay, so, Manos earrings are in, which are on the left that I have equipped. Let's compare them to a pen Logia earring. 50 mastery for the Logia, 125 on the Manos earring. Remember, you have 2 of these equipped. And then the Geranoa, which is 95 to 125. So remember, while Manos is considered the end game gear, you can still use the blue and green gear to bump up your masteries, and you know you'll still be able to get the effects as long as you hit the points you need to hit in terms of mastery scores. The butcher knife, I'm going to equip the Logia and then equip this one. So the difference here, you can see life skill mastery 280 to 400, and you do get more durability, which means you can gather for longer without repairing.
And as people are saying in chat, Pen Manos is a dream. Like, it's difficult to get there.
Yeah, it is. It is very difficult to get there. When you're playing on the test server, though, it's relatively easy. But for you guys, yeah, it's going to be difficult to get the pen versions, and generally people would sit at TET and not want to risk going up higher because, so that is Manos. And to make Manos, I keep going for the natural, my natural stuff. But I need to go to processing. Right, so manufacture, and the recipes generally are bam, 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 bam. So the Shining Steel version, the Manos stones, the magical shards, and then that is solvent. And then you craft it. Please say I got it in the right.
People are saying watch someone get pen on the first day for Manos. Look,
we're not going to.
I'm not challenging any of you. I'm not challenging any of you. I'm saying that it's difficult to get to pen. Regardless of if someone gets it on their first day or not, it is difficult to get to pen. I am challenging none of you. Hooray! Manos butcher knife.
I was right. I got the right recipe without looking at my notes. Sweet. But yeah, now I have a base Manos butcher knife, and as you can see, this only gives 5. So if you had a Logia or something else like the Geranoa or the Dosters, yeah, a base Manos isn't going to be as effective as an enhanced Logia.
No challenge accepted. There is no challenge involved here. While we're here, how do you enhance the butcher knife?
Dude, you've got me. I forgot. No, okay, you go to the Black Spirit.
Yeah.
Right? You go to enhancement.
Yeah.
You find said butcher's knife, which I equipped.
Yeah.
Didn't throw it away. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Wait, didn't this character have...
And then you use weapon stones.
Yeah.
And then you press skip animation.
Yeah.
And then you just press Y until it enhances.
Good stuff.
And then when you get to plus 15 and above, you need to use the concentrated magical stones. I'm just going to tap it until it stops.
What did I do to this character?
I don't know. What did you do to my character, buddy?
Because this character had the 105 stack, no?
What did you tap? Did you burn it on like a +9 knife?
We'll talk about it when we get home. I think I know what happened.
I know exactly what happened. You burned it on a +9 knife that I threw away earlier.
You didn't do the Nader's band. I couldn't stack it anywhere. I see what I've done now. I see the issue. I know where we got. It's fine. It's a test server.
Thank God this is a test server, because if it was my real account, we'd have to phone the police.
I was like, I know for sure we had that stack.
Oh man, you just messing. I'm not letting you set up my characters again.
Don't be taking days off before the stream.
All right, what was the other thing we were gonna do today?
Grind. Show off the
There was
news.
there was another thing that we were gonna show. No, it wasn't just Manos that we were gonna show.
No, it's fine. You can just go grind.
Let's equip an earring. Central Market, was it? Registration queue. Let's
There it
go.
And because it's a test server, there's
nothing. Yeah.
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 Show how to make Manos accessories. How do you do Manos accessories?
I don't have the recipe for that. I didn't memorize that one. What's
You basically gotta do additional stuff. But I guess we can go make them ourselves.
Manos
right now, right?
accessories. All right, the stones. Wait, you can't make Manos accessories, right?
No, you can.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Essence of Sun, pure titanium crystal, Manos stone, and magical shards.
Again, the full list of stuff will be on the patch notes, but essentially, the things that people have been getting through farming, so the flame patterns and all that kind of stuff, is going to be needed, right? So when you go ahead and do that, that's how you make accessories. You can basically make everything that you need for Manos, but just realize that it is difficult to get there. Again, not a challenge, but yeah, go grind.
All right, so.
Where are
that's
you?
what I was gonna do. I am in Kadri's.
Yeah.
Oh, you would come here. I didn't want you. I was gonna show to make sure that we do the yellow. Right. So, loot scrolls. In case you don't know, they exist in your Pearl inventory. It's here. If I pop a blue, it's not going to give me any advantage because my Agris Fever isn't bumped up. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to use yellow. If you want to use yellow, you go life, processing, you go to heating, and then you throw in your loot scrolls. It takes 2 loot scrolls to make 1 advance. And if you hit me, all right, I mean, you're going to die soon anyway. There we go.
That's
Okay.
awfully arrogant, isn't it?
I mean, it's Kadri. What's he going to do? Scratch me? All right. So basically, remember, Agris Fever plus yellow doesn't give you any boosts. You want to use your Agris Fever if you complete Book of Margahan, Book 1, Chapter 5, with a blue loot scroll, not a yellow loot scroll. Unless you're looking for the Ring of Kadris, and then you can go do whatever you want.
Also, people in chat were telling you to take off the cape and they're like, you're not a real Zerk if you have the cape on.
Jeez. I was just trying to have a bit of decency, you know?
Yeah, you're in Cadres. That's not going to be a decent place anymore.
I mean, these degenerates wanting the shirt off. I mean, what I do in my own time is my own thing, you know? All right, let's go.
That's very true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all the Zerks are popping up. Yeah, that's what's up. Is the update tonight? No, the update will be September 28th, PDT, September 29th, UTC +1 at the usual times. I believe the notice is already on the website, and there should be a social media post that goes out sometime soon. So, thank you, Kashima. September 28th, 11 p.m. PDT. No. September 29th, 7 a.m. UTC +1. And September 29th, 2 p.m. GMT +9.
I don't think the trash loot's been updated.
In this build?
In this build.
Okay. In this
no,
build.
it has.
Yeah.
It has. All right. All right. We cool. We cool. We're gravy. Hey. I guess my cheating Agris Fever did actually make it Chapter 5.
Did we cheat this one?
Yeah. We cheated all the adventure logs because we weren't going to run around and do it like normal people.
On the test server.
On the test server. On my normal account, I'll do it.
On the test server. Please. We got to be... Yeah, 15K. The prices are quite a bit.
So the reason I'm getting 3 is because it's Advanced Loot Scroll plus Agris.
Yes.
And my Agris is burning right now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go. I don't do Kadri, so if anyone's like, bro, why is he in this rotation? Just know that I don't know this place. I've never been to Kadri before. I'm looking forward to the new knowledge that I will get. I'm not even joking. I've never been here. Wait, where do I go? What is this place?
Dude, 9002. Let me double check that one. I'm not entirely sure about it. I'll have to double check that one. Because sometimes it comes in, sometimes it comes out, like, in terms of the spec changes and stuff. So, yeah. When is the last time you've been the big boy?
I'm always a big boy. Are we talking Zerk?
Yes.
What do you mean, when was the last time I was a big boy? I play it every night.
You shouldn't look at chat then.
Well, is it because I'm not going? Is it because I'm not going ba 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 ba? Like I do Stars End, so I do the Stars End skill rotation right now.
The rotation is basically you go around this ball, and if people are there,
you kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
But you can still do other stuff. I don't know. Like people have their routes. I just kind of hang around here. When I do guild missions or whenever I decide to want to do it. Yeah.
Guild missions. What?
We're in the same guild, dude.
Guild missions. What?
You've done more guild missions than me.
That's because when the guild mission goes up and it's a log mission, I may as well get paid extra for my life skilling.
Fair. Do the gatekeeper is what people are saying.
No. You're
Why?
perfectly. No.
You have pen Manos.
So, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna gather him to death? That sounds great. Let's go.
You got pen Manos, you're fine.
Yeah, for this, I'd probably switch to Suck. Purely because, like, for Zerk, a little bit faster movement when, you can kill everything in one shot. The Awakening one, you need something that's a bit harder. At least in my opinion.
You got a lot of skill points there.
Sir.
47,000.
Sir, you have no idea how much I grind on my my dev kit, okay? All right? I do it all the time.
Basically,
my personal account is only like 1,000 off that. Don't you worry about it. All right?
Oh man. Oh my
It
God.
really isn't. My personal account is nowhere near 47,000.
Yeah. Basically, when I'll get this part. So when we do stuff on the dev server, we kind of just do certain commands,
Wait.
so we can QA things and whatnot.
That explains everything.
What?
I have no movement speed or critical hit. I was like, why am I so slow moving around?
This explains nothing. But no energy. Yeah, it's basically because we didn't cheat to get it yet. On the tester, we have certain things that we're supposed to do. Shirna thought, what's the worst that can happen if I get 50,000 skill points?
No. So basically, I forgot that when you input the command for skill points, it times whatever number you use by 100.
Yeah, there's a formula that we're supposed to be using.
And I missed out the multiple by 100, and I just put in the amount of skill points I wanted, which was 5,000. And then the algorithm did its own thing, and I was like, no! I honestly thought I was going to break it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was an issue.
Oh, come on,
But all
man.
is well now. What do the owners of the pop pieces get now that there is a pity system involved?
There is you will get your name engraved onto it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who has it will have their name engraved on it.
And we have to double check the other stuff.
Yeah, the other stuff needs to be double checked, but I believe it's like a special title. But yeah.
We have to double check
We need
that.
to double check on everything.
Can you change the crons needed to level up gear? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Like make it higher? Why would we do that?
To level up?
The crones or Kafras? Did he say crones? No, Kashima,
I'm not
watch
sure.
what you're doing.
Kashima fell asleep.
Kashima's sleeping on the job. We're gonna need to find a new Kashima.
We can't.
This one's getting too big-headed.
We can't. There's only one,
Jeez.
unfortunately.
Kashima's like, yes, please release me from this pain. See, Zerk's fine, man. Look at my grinding speed. It's perfectly fine.
In Cadres.
With pen.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. I have no buffs. Hold on. Let me.
What about the mana pot? So when we talk about the mana pot, it isn't so much as there's like lesser versions of them. So
Yeah,
the
let's
HP
go.
pot, there's two systems involved. One system is that you can make a lesser version and gradually level that thing up. The other system is, going through the same method as we've always had, but being able to create those treasure pieces using other items. All of which will be listed, again, in the patch notes, and you'll be able to see it from there. The mana pot, the Order of Spirit Essence, doesn't have the step progression. What it has is you're able to create the pieces still. And that is part of the event, I believe, in terms of the pieces that you need.
Why didn't he back jump? Where was my? Oh, I got an Insolence gift box. Whoa! That means we can show that if we want.
You're having a difficult time with this cadre commander, huh?
Dude, these guys. What is he?
He's a new Shadow of Gods.
The power we've taken has to be shared equally between everyone. All right, let's spin him to death. Whee!
Is it possible to do the Dreamhorse mat event when Doom eventually drops? Which we kind of talked about in the
roadmap.
developer's note, yeah. Not sure, it's a good shout.
That's actually something we forgot. We haven't talked about the roadmap since it was released.
Right, we've been away for quite some time.
We haven't streamed, yeah.
Yeah, we've been away for a while, and I think that's for the better of the company. So, like, in terms of the roadmap, Just only wrote something out, and for this, I want to apologize. So, Heidel Ball happened, and then we want to prepare, like, an actual video like we did last time for the roadmap, and, like, we want to do this right and make sure we hit these targets the way we did it last time, all the while adding some of the other things that we want to add with it. The major contents is the ones we want to announce. There's other major contents that we didn't announce that is slated to come in and all that kind of stuff. We wanted to make sure that we got the roadmap right. Unfortunately, that took forever. And that's on us in terms of communication. They're like us.
Yeah.
Right? We should have been able to communicate that better, and we didn't do it. So when Jehinium wrote the letter for PC, everyone on console, devs included, were like, well, we should just do the same, except making it specific to console and the circumstances that regard console and how it works. So we took our time with that as well. We took about a week and something to do it. Like I said, it's on us to show that we're going to be able to hit those things and to earn that trust. Because I don't think just because we did the last roadmap properly, or we did 90% of it properly, 99% of it, doesn't necessarily mean you should blindly believe in us now. But we did kind of work hard on it, and we're trying to make sure that we actually hit those targets the way that we intend to. Optimization didn't have a date. That was something someone was saying. Yeah. Optimization didn't have a date, so when's the optimization patch coming in? That is a gradual process, and when we get more information on what things we've done specifically, we'll try and include that into the patch notes or some kind of notice in general. But a lot of things were announced there. So Manos was announced. So we're on pace so far.
Yeah, we didn't follow the first hurdle, which is always nice.
Which is great. Season Plus is Season Plus. Like, we all knew that was going to happen when we had the announcement. But Doom was announced. Mansions. Convel.
Yeah.
As well as, I want to say some other stuff, like the Node Wars thing. So, someone asked me before, right? And it was a genuine question. I don't think it was out of malice or anything like that. There was something about Node Wars that Jess Onim wrote, which was, we want to do something in regards to optimization, and this is the thing that we're going to do first, and it's not the end-all be-all. right? Which was to have guild costumes put in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the resources were, in terms of like lag and all that kind of stuff, were kind of falling on the individual costumes that are being loaded up and stuff.
Some of it, not all, not
A lot of it.
lot
It
of
was
it.
like what they said in the note, right?
Okay.
So that's where that was happening. And they figured something out where they're like, okay, well, this is going to be a temporary measure in how we go with it. And when we realized that this was happening, am I looking at something?
He's giving us the roadmap because
Thank you.
He's actually listening today.
Oh, yay! Thanks, Kashima. So, in regards to the costumes, it was very much based on console, but we know for PC as well, there's been complaints about optimization lag, and it was like, oh, let's go with that and go from there. We also think that the costumes will kind of give more of a team feeling, but that remains to be seen how it works and what adjustments we need to be made, but we want to state our intentions through that. Thank you, Kashima, for giving me it. So, September, Life Skill Gear was the Manos update, which we are on pace to hit.
Just about, yeah.
Right?
Just
Hasn't come in
about,
yet.
yeah.
Season Plus, Vel, Kafras, Level 10, Node War, and Conquest updates. And Sakarakia, which the trailer dropped yesterday for console, is scheduled for October, tentatively. And November is The Mansion, Dream Horse, Doom, Guild Raid for Khan, and souped up world bosses, specific ones. And December is Odalita. Odalita, as well as some of the things that regard Odalita as a whole. This isn't the only things that are coming with it. Other stuff will be packaged along with that, and optimization with that as well, right? A lot of people have already given me their feedback on how they feel about the Node War, Conquest War updates in the specific context of console in terms of payouts and stuff like that. That's something that we gotta make sure we actually talk about and voice the concerns and see if those concerns are either misplaced or legitimate or whatever the case may be. Can't really swing either way right now. Odalita is gonna be interesting, but I think we're gonna be in a good spot by then. Is all of Odalita coming, or is it just going to be certain areas? That I'm not sure about. Again, part of the conversation, I think. But I think it'll be fun. And maybe if it's slightly different from console, I don't know. We'll see. But that's all the information we have. All that information will be delivered continuously through notes if required. Any ETA on Trader Graveyard's return? No, but it is being investigated on basically all platforms and regions. Anything else I need to kind of think about on this one?
How much Haggard silver have I got left? Probably a lot.
Have you just been grinding all the time? Nice.
Yeah. There's got to be a higher density place than this, man.
Yeah. Someone said this was a better route. This is just the one that I do for giggles, you know?
I mean, I could always go Bashim's. Meh. Meh.
You could.
Meh.
You could indeed. Who cares? Are people arguing with that? Ultra Blood is still being looked into in terms of reworked and whatnot, I believe, because that's why we took it down in the first place.
Yep.
Even though that's not on the roadmap, it says it at the bottom somewhere. I believe after the Odalita blurb about it. Those are not the only things, but other things will happen alongside with it, such as optimization, other content options.
Such as the potion pot.
Yeah.
Pity system.
Which, like I said, it's on us to kind of show that we're doing it.
Where am I going?
Right.
I'm going to go up here. I fancy a one.
Do Bashams now.
Do Bashams.
Mystic Voice was fixed, no?
No, it should have been. I can't remember if it has or not.
PvE only server coming.
That's called Seasons.
Those are the season servers. Those are indeed. And the Season Plus will be dropping.
Yo, what are you doing, Mr. Kadri?
You're talking to the game. Okay.
Yeah. You think I'm talking to you?
I was like, dude, I'm just trying to explain what season servers. So season servers end this coming maintenance, so tomorrow, and the Season Plus will begin soon. Just want to make sure that I know the dates are been announced and whatnot, but soon.
Kashima, Get a calculator. Look at this.
No permanent one coming for PvE server?
Okay, 15,700.
You know he can see it, right?
I don't know if he's smart enough to know that's what I want him to do.
Like, he sees it.
Multiplied by the quantity that is shown there, 1,823. See, he didn't know what he was looking at. 28 mil for like 3 minutes. That's fine.
You think we've been doing this for 3 minutes?
I've been doing it for 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not trying hard. Okay.
Season Plus is already announced. Thank you. Okay, just making sure I don't want to double check all that kind of
So
stuff.
October 13th. Okay.
Yeah. So Season Plus will be in, and that will be the PvE servers. I don't think there is a specific permanent PvE server. I don't know if that's actually been, confirmed or anything like that.
Do we need a new character for Season Plus? Yes, Season Plus is basically the winter season server. I don't think we usually have one then.
What?
I actually don't know.
No. Season Plus, basically what it is that, like, with summer, the way that the seasons went, we took a lot of the feedback and tried to improve upon it and help people out that way. That's
But it's a new season.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let him run.
Oh, Prophet, that's mean.
What did he say?
Watching you grind is difficult.
It is, yeah. It is. Because, all right, here's the thing. If I grind exactly the way I grind at home, right? Someone's going to be like, hey, look, that Zerk, he grinds exactly the same way as Shirna does. And then I get, like, someone going, are you CM Shirna? And then I'm like, oh, man, like, I've been busted. Let's get out of here. But if I grind the same way I grind at home, I also need to put my feet up and have community on in the background.
Fair.
Like I need to be comfortable to grind properly. So I grind a little bit differently when I'm on stream.
I don't really think you need a food buff running, honestly, for Cadre, but it depends
For
on your gear.
Cadre, yeah, you definitely don't need spirit perfume.
One question I want to get to, though. Hideous asked, can we get more information on the boss gear thing that we've announced for Season Plus? We don't have information about it yet.
That we can talk about.
Yeah, we don't have information about it. I think even in the case of PC, we don't have the full details on that, like, released yet. So once that's released, I'll be able to talk about that. But that hasn't been notified yet, so yeah. So unfortunately, I can't. That's the end goal of that. Why are we watching you run? Where are you going?
Passions.
Okay. What about the Nova Key Quest?
Yeah, sure.
Soon. Is Guild War declarations on the table? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I believe I missed the Guild War declaration tax.
Okay, so that is still being cooked.
Yeah.
It's still in the ovens. You got the camo. I don't have the camo outfit. That's a good shout, because I did think that, and that's why I checked all my
Switch
characters.
to main camera, Kashima?
Does anyone already have it?
No, probably not. Will we get another character slot for Season Plus server? That I'm unaware about yet. Again, more details about that when that comes out. Are you working on PS5 stability? Every time I enter it, okay, so, how do I organize this? I'll do this. So when people talk about PS5 stability, PS4 stability, Xbox One X, or whatever, right? Series X and all this kind of stuff. When we talk about stability, that falls under the umbrella of optimization, right? And that is being worked on feverishly. When it comes to next gen, a native app for next gen, I don't have more information about that at the moment. When it comes to optimization, that is being investigated. Give me one sec. So, like, when it comes to the community video that was shared, or the community video where everyone kind of like sent in clips and stuff like that, as well as like the super zooms and all this kind of stuff, that's all being investigated. And once like I said, once we have more fixes with that, that'll be released in patch notes and or in a notice of some sort. But next gen update is something separate, I believe, in the context of creating a native app for those specific systems. That information I don't have, and like I said before, and I'll say it again, I don't believe this is the spot for that until we're told otherwise.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Treant costume, I was going to do it, and then I thought about it. You won't see anything because you're watching me play. It'd be my name above my head. Because I'm the owner of the costume, I would need someone else to come in wearing the Treant desert, the Treant or desert camo. Because if I wear it, you're not going to see anything different from what you normally see.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad I remember things like that before I actually do it and try to show it.
Well done, well done.
All right, can we switch back to the gameplay while we're just chilling out? It looks as though the Valencia change that I thought was coming isn't in because you're still getting all the items. So we need to double check that.
So that's what I mean by, because people are still kind of going on about it. That's what I mean by the difference between when we talk about optimization and a next-gen update. To me, when we talk about next-gen update, it means the native development of an app for those platforms, whereas optimization regards all of them, whether they're next-gen or current-gen and all this kind of stuff. And I think we're kind of moving in the right direction in that regard. The other thing that someone was saying was about shy buffs and stuff. Again, I can't give any promises and stuff for that. Same thing like I said to to Tamers, Mooses, and everyone else. Like, I'll try and get my feedback in as much as I can, especially in the context of console. I can't say, like, every shy in the world wants this. I can only say what we have and go from there. And that's the honest answer. So for our AP focused shies as well as our life skill focused shies and our DP focused shies, like, there is different feedback, but you guys all have feedback, and that's something that we need to kind of keep pushing, especially alongside with, everyone's talking about classes and stuff like that. If we can push that in, we can, but if we can't, we can't. And
There's a wall there.
that is indeed a thing. That is indeed something that happens. What is this? Please for... No, vodka, not even just in the case of guild missions. Like, I actually want that as well. Let us be able to switch between characters and servers on one page. Like, if you're on season.
Yeah, and you want to switch to another one, make it so that they're linked.
Yeah, so if you're a season character, you're on season server, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go to a different character, you have to switch the server.
Yeah, then
That's
switch
a
the
load.
character.
Switch the character. Yeah.
Or you can go to the character select screen, press B.
You could do that as well, but like if you had that as
an option, yeah.
Yeah, as an option, that is a thing.
Seismic is broken.
No, in regards to Shias, I know. Dude, I know. I absolutely know the frustrations with it. And there's not much more I can say about that. Can you make it where income tax? Can you make it where the market gives you an income tax every year, or let guilds buy a city?
That's what Node Wars is, man. You own the city, technically.
Yeah.
Welcome to Conquest Wars.
The mole question?
Where's the moles? The upgraded moles?
Wait. No. The Pitapat mole is something different. No, we don't have that update. I can ask for that, actually.
I thought we added it.
Pitapat mole?
Yeah. Did we not?
No.
Oh, okay. I guess I know what happened then.
Yeah.
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 The mole question that they're asking for, Prophet, not that one, the other one. I know what mole they're talking about. We don't really have that right now, so yeah. Okay.
It's the pet one, right?
Yeah, you need petals.
What?
You need petals, right? Mole petals.
Yeah.
We should reduce it. Is the thing. Right. That.
What? We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah, Pravin, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know, but I know what's not in as well. So yeah, that is something that we will have to talk about for sure. Show trash loot value. It was shown earlier, but do you want to show the Bastion one?
Oh, what are you?
Oh, it's because QA is doing something.
Oh, okay. For Bashim's.
Yeah, the
This
most ones rare. I know what you're talking about.
Bashim, 14,800. Kadri, 15,700. Also, sturdy rock pieces, 160, because they're the most important things in the world. Yeet. Okay, right. I was going to show something else. What was I going to show? Or am I just going to continue to grind? I'm having a whale of a time. I'm just...
That's fair. Do Bassies return to solo grind spots, or is it staying until next season? I don't think that's been changed in the notes, but like again, we have to go through the final version of the notes, so I can't tell you for sure about that.
I think it's staying a party grind. Let's check.
Yeah.
Whoop. Yeah, party 3 recommended.
That stays in. Manos boxes from Imperial Turn-In Seals.
Yes.
Whatever was supposed to be regarding Manos and their drops and stuff should be in, but again, full details and patch notes. I don't want...
Also, Crow Coins.
Crow Coins and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's all in.
Honestly, I don't... Like, I like the group spot. Granted, I was doing it on Season, and people on Season are far kinder on both servers than, let's say, on Arsha.
I mean, if you're doing it on Arsha, I mean, you know what you're getting into on the Arsha server. But if you go to Kratuga, mate, the place is good on Arsha.
What do you mean the spots are dead? Like, I just said I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a wrong thing to say. I'm good with that.
Maybe if we had friends.
I have friends. I've made friends.
Oh, look at you.
I know.
Man, I don't know if we can be friends anymore if you have other friends.
Oh
no.
I can't say what they think of me because it's very easy to reveal who I am. What am I looking at now? Oh my god. One sec. Let me pull it up because I think I missed that question.
Yeah, the spot was worth more as a solo spot. Sure.
I have friends too. It was worth more. I'm not
arguing that fact.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm having fun with it.
No, I mean, you know, you got to get the point across. Like,
Yeah.
like they want it turned back to a solo spot, but
Yeah.
you know, not yet.
No, like I get the complaint.
Yep.
It's something to talk about. But I enjoy the spot that I like.
It didn't bring in the actual party spot on that spot, right?
Right?
It didn't, right?
What
Do you
do
know? You don't know what I'm talking about, right?
What are you talking
There's
about?
an actual Basilisk party spot. I don't think we bought it in, right?
What are you talking about the party spot?
Okay, yeah, okay. There's a 2-man Bassi on normal servers. There is a possibility of a 2-man Basilisk den thing.
As like a rotation?
Yeah. As in like something that's
Oh, as the content option.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I was about. I was like, I don't know if you're talking about a rotation or talking about an actual content option.
No, the content.
I don't think that content option's in.
Yeah. Right.
Wait, what was the question? There's 2 people who keep saying that I missed their questions, which is true. I keep missing their questions, and it feels like they're being ignored. So, C-Dot and there was someone else. Rodeo, tell me your question. I sent a ticket because I was unable to complete the Fugar request and collect my pen thing. Kashima, can you take a look at that one?
Why don't you scroll down?
No, because it didn't load in properly.
Oh. Kashima, That one,
Yeah.
yeah. I sent it to. Can you copy paste it before it disappears again?
And collect my pen for doing seasons. I replied with already did, but still can I accept my reward? For doing seasons, and I already did it. Don't you have to collect that on a season character?
Did you do the? Are you sure you did the whole of the Perilla's Star quest line and stuff? Because you can't not get it, I think. Right? Again, support will be the ones to have the main answers for you because they could check the logs and stuff. If they've said you completed it, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're going to be more helpful than us in this situation.
No,
though.
but what he's saying is that like they aren't being helpful. So I'll have to take a look at that.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Trying to figure out what other reason it might be, but yeah. Oh, what's in the box? The box.
What's in the box?
The box itself doesn't do anything. You have to talk to Eisen to go exchange it.
I have to go all that way.
There are capabilities of doing that.
Boo.
I have a feeling I know where it is, C-Dot, but let me go talk to people about it. I'm fairly certain I know what that is. In regards to the Archer outfit question, I apologize for not getting to you earlier. In terms of outfit questions, I don't have as much of an influence as you may think I do. In regards to that, I wish I did, because there's certain ones I want, but don't know. When it comes in, it will. But I know that specifically Valterra and Delphi will kind of forward in the requests that they've been getting, and then once we get it, right? But yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you the release date of certain specific costumes.
Even if we knew when it was going to come, we wouldn't be able to tell you because there are always chances that it won't come in.
Yeah, so like Archer outfits in general, because I know Croc is alive, and
Yeah. What is?
I want to be able to bring in like specific costumes at a certain time, but like I'm not the person in charge of that, nor should I be. So when we do get it, we will. Yeah, Archers do have quite a few, like not quite a few. They only have a few questions.
A few questions? You mean outfits?
Outfits. Sorry.
It's alright,
Outfits.
man. It's alright, man. It's a long week.
I've been kind of going at it. What real question did I miss, Machamp? What real question did I miss?
I don't know. Scroll down.
I have been. Allow trading while traded or while tagged, and just make it so you can't swap tunes while they hold trade items. That is feedback indeed. That's a good show. I also had a problem with season. I put in support ticket. Wasn't able to use my boss exchange because I had two quest options, chose the wrong one, and I took my coupon and didn't give. Wait. ET, so there was a period in which you can send a ticket and they would do it. If you haven't gotten a response, I'll have to take a look at what the deadline was for that. Maybe it's after the deadline. I don't know if it has been, but I know what that one is. Okay. When it comes to the boss exchange thing, so basically clicked on the wrong one, but when you back out of the menu and forfeit the quest, you don't get the boss exchange back because it consumes it as soon as you try to select the quest, right? There was a thing for that. I believe there's a ticket system. If you haven't responded to yet, I believe they are working on it, or it depends on the deadline for that. Yeah,
you
no.
get in the Valencia
update?
Yes.
It was the tag character trading stuff. Much I get what you mean. No, the reason I probably missed it too many times. I'm very sorry for that, but I know what the reasoning is for not allowing it. But Prophet does have a really good point with it, and I like that idea. So I'll suggest it. And again, I can't promise it, but I'll try my best.
All right, there is one thing I want to show. Right, I haven't had the Zoom issue right now, which is one of the other reasons why I'm grinding here, to see if it's just because I don't go to these spots. But I have seen people do it in the same spots I have. Right, if you're on Xbox, I don't know how to do this on PlayStation, but I'm going to hide in here. You go to your settings. Settings, there we go. TV and display options, video fidelity and overscan. Make sure your overrides are on HDMI. Because sometimes if you leave it on auto detect, it will lock your TV at a random refresh rate. And I can do 120 hertz, but I can't here because if I do 120, the capture card will stop working. So, yeah, basically that's something that you need to take a look at. Make sure that you're on not stuck at 50 hertz. Because that's one of the things a lot of the people had in common who were experiencing it. Someone changed it and then started having it again, so I've started to talk to them to see if there's anything else. But yeah, that's one of the things that does come up. Double check your fidelity and overscan settings and make sure that stuff is all good. Because I haven't seen that. Have you seen that error much on the PlayStation side of things?
Which one?
The one where the thing goes.
Not my own.
Yeah.
Man, I know you guys suggested before, and when we talked about it earlier, when I've said it to Jessok Deem, there were conversations to be had, but I'll try and push for it again. That's why I always say I'll suggest it, even though I probably already read it. So, yeah. It's also kind of like trying to figure out how to best explain the concept and hopefully trying to be able to get it in.
Someone's like, go to Gahaz, but Gahaz is so far away.
I sent in another ticket with screenshots
Okay,
to show
I'll
my
go.
mechanics up there.
Right, can we go full screen while I do some shenanigans? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, does that costume have like a plumber's butt? Like the plumber's crack? Whatever it's called? You know what I'm talking about, right?
No. What?
Like...
What was that sentence?
Is this a very British thing?
What was that sentence?
The plumbers... Yeah, basically like, it's supposed to be a thing. Like...
You reading in French doesn't make the understanding better for me. What was that sentence?
Basically, it's a... let me see. Because I thought I saw, like... Basically, you know when someone's pants don't fit properly, and they bend over and you can see right down right down the eye of Sauron, basically. That's the plumber's... yeah.
I feel like I should know that reference.
Man... it's times like this that I realize I'm more British than I thought I was.
I know what you're talking about now. That you've tried to show me on in-game with camera zooms. That was like, all of those words individually, I know what they meant, but together I was like, what is this? Oh, I was so confused. Oh, man.
All right, so I did whatever time I did in Bashim's. You got the calculator up?
No. Oh, he does.
Oh, he does. He
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
He still has it up.
He doesn't know it,
Yeah,
yeah.
he didn't realize. Okay, can we switch back to full screen as well? I'm just gonna throw hundreds of commands at him. He doesn't know how to clear it.
That's fine. Stars and towers update. I imagine because like the towers are busted. I don't know if that's been completely fixed yet. I'm not sure if that's been completely fixed at all.
2157 multiplied by 14800.
We need a Raiden-inspired outfit for Sage.
So
We think alike. I've asked that.
Okay, the stars and things. I don't know what happened. We'll go talk about it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because there's the ones that work the same way as Trader's Graveyard in Star's End. Can you open a stone pouch, please? I don't have one. Because they're not... oh, no, that's not it, right? No. I didn't get one so far. I did get a golden backpack, though.
Wait, what? Are we back to this? How have you not seen...
How have you not seen Lord of the Rings, man?
Just close my eyes and go to sleep. Will Old Moon Quest be easier now? Do you mean... Which Old Moon Quest? I'm not sure which one you mean, and the only reason I say that is because we do have the event quests that have come in, or are coming in. So I'm not sure which Old Moon Quest you're talking about.
Hover on the new box. The Lavienza, not Lavienza, that's another box. This one? The Islin one? I gotta go talk to
Yeah,
Islin.
you gotta talk to Islin. So Manos or nah? No, Manos is in.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got you, fam. I got you. Nah, Manos not in.
Manos is in. The 100 stack from AOB, please compensate for removing AOB and taking that reward away. I need that stack and so do many others.
But if you needed it, you would have already had it, no?
What?
Because, I mean, you get it from completing stage 10, right? Of Altar of Blood.
Yeah.
So, like,
If you needed it, you would have had it?
if you needed it, you would have had it already because you'd have completed it once. No?
That is the most privileged answer I've ever heard from you. If you needed this surgery, you would have already had it by now, so go rot. Like, that's...
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go rod. I'm saying, like, it'll be back maybe when we add it back in. Like, right now it's not in. But basically, if, like, it disappearing, last week was, like...
The last update.
Yeah, the last update was the... out of nowhere. Like... Yeah, I don't know how to approach this because there's a part of me which is thinking very...
No, like...
un-CME kind of things.
Yeah, that's a very un-CME answer.
But
I don't know if there's going to be compensation, right?
there
Like,
won't be compensation, no.
So, but that question has two parts. I don't know if you mean, like, give me my stack because it's been taken away or whatever. So I'll go from a different approach. Altar of Blood has been removed for now because it's undergoing a rework. Until that comes in, I don't know if there's going to be something that's like a equivalent or a substitute in that. There isn't one so far, and I don't know if there will be. When it comes back, I don't even know what the rewards are going to be or how much they've changed and whatnot. So in the vein of compensation, I don't think there will be one. I'll put that out there. I don't think there will be a compensation for removing Ultra Blood at the moment. But I will bring that up so new players immediately have gear for round 10. Yeah, see? Like I told you. That came out of nowhere, dude.
But I mean, like, you know, it disappearing now, if you'd be ready for it in like 6 months, then it probably...
Why is it down while being reworked? It's down because it's being reworked. So people can't go do it while we're reworking it. I'm not entirely sure if I understood that question properly in that sense, but...
Like,
yeah.
why remove it? Because we don't remove other things while we're reworking it.
Yeah.
Just sometimes some things have to be that way.
How much is Gaha's now? You're checking the loot anyways.
Oh man, it's like it's over 9,000.
Is there a coupon for the stream?
16,000.
16,000.
There will be when we get to the QA. You gotta watch me grind another hour, man.
Oh my god, this has been the gameplay section?
Yeah, this is the gameplay section, man. No, because it would hide us.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the gameplay section, mate.
Are there other things in console or game settings we can do ourselves to optimize our settings? Got any tidbits like the Xbox settings? I know PlayStation...
I have some, but I don't know if I can show them on.
Yeah, we've been in QA for quite a while. That always happens.
Go on then. Can you turn us off the thing and I'll check the Xbox settings to see if there's anything else. But yeah, override and make sure you use a good HDMI cable. If for some reason if you got a Series X and you didn't use the HDMI cable that came with it and you decided to use an old one, there is a chance it's not the right version of HDMI. So it might be a HDMI 1.0 because it's a really old cable, not the 2.1 cable that I believe comes with the next gen systems. So make sure you check your HDMI cables as well, because if your HDMI cable is really old, it's not going to be good enough.
Are the reworks still in pace? I thought I answered it. I believe I guess I didn't. I'm sorry. Reworks are on pace until they aren't. We haven't really said anything about delay or anything like that. I know that the way that Global Labs updates have been happening and the way that we've been kind of showing it and then people are giving us their feedback and we're kind of taking that feedback and then messing around with it again. I don't know, but I want to say that we're on a good pace. That's the most I can say about that, I think. So how is he able to get 16K in trash loot?
What?
Eh?
Who? Who got 16K?
You.
Yeah, but even if it's 1.4 HDMI, you still should use a better HDMI cable if there's something's going wrong with your picture quality.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what he's wondering. Like, why are the prices above?
new mob rework.
Yeah.
So the prices are. Any idea when Zerk's rework will be shown, mate? There is no one more anxious about that than me. I don't know.
I'm trying to delay it as much as possible. But
is that why it's not even listed up yet? All right, let's see how it is. Every time they write it on the board, you just walk past and like rub it off with your elbow. All right, fine. That's it.
Every time the
We're
guy goes
done.
to work on Zerk stuff, I'm just like, hey, there's like an irregular rock in Bassy. Can you go fix that? And then it just gets pushed away a bit. When it comes to the reworks, there's no... I shouldn't say things are taken out of context. I think we misspoke last stream. We don't really have a set order of what's coming out, I guess, until it says it on labs, on what it is that we're doing.
Because at that time, people were like, you said you were going to do it in chronological order. Because that's what it was originally said, I believe, at the bowl. Basically, it's changed to be chronological-ish order. So if there's something that's particularly tricky, for example, I believe Sorceress was pretty tricky because while we could make grand sweeping changes, there's a chance you kill the identity of the class. And we talked about this before, that we have to kind of balance that out a little bit. So some classes are much trickier than others in terms of looking at the concept. So that's why the order might get rejigged, is because maybe we looked at something, tried something, and then it's like, is it ready? And then we're like, well, it's not that great, so we take it back and redo it. So there's some things like that.
Oh, Audrey seems upset.
Audrey seems upset.
Anyways,
Kill the identity. I know why why he's upset. Tough.
Dude!
Nah, it's because of Sage. But Sage didn't have time to develop an identity before it was ripped from his cold, clammy hands. No, I don't know. But
Sage
yeah.
is still kind of popping, though, so...
He is, yeah. Sage is still kind of doing all right. Puff mini outfit for Zerk Gwen. I have asked 100 times for Puff mini outfit and Kibelius, the female version. And I keep getting told, Shirna, why are you so weird?
Yeah.
I've asked so many times.
Are we getting another Hot Time event like the Life EXP? From the stuff that I read, no, I didn't really announce anything on that end, but full details when the event notices actually go out during the maintenance.
Can we have the coupon code, please, Kashima? That was the whole point of switching to this.
Yep.
The advent of Manos. Good job.
Yeah.
I wasn't here. So that's the event Extra Life EXP scroll and the event Extra Mount EXP scroll times 2. So enjoy.
Yeah. Again, this is obviously because to celebrate the arrival of Manos in general.
All right, so one of the things I actually do want to touch on, because someone's like, keep that same energy that we did for Sage's iframes and remove Sork's, but then Sork, how can I describe this without saying get good?
You just said it, dude.
Sork is a class that is playable around, whereas Sage was particularly difficult to manage. Yes, Sork is an absolute headache, and I will agree, it is a headache. But, yeah. Someone said, can I go back to grinding? Yeah, so, all right. Sork's iframes, Sage's iframes were pretty different. Anyway. Right, let's go.
The logs, sorry. Someone's asking about the logs, specific logs that aren't in, and we already have things in the game to be able to do these 2 things. I know, looking into it. Just because it's not on the roadmap doesn't mean it won't be coming in anytime soon.
Okay, so Summer season closes. It will be closed on the 28th. We'll have the season plus October 13th, the next update. So during that time, season will be gone. Manos gear is coming in. Repairable cooking tools is in. The there's nothing on that page. Some Node War and Conquest War changes, hopefully, because every time they're in and we read them on stream, they get specced out as soon as we get back to our desks. The ghillie suit change is in, so that means no longer will it have no name. It will just say unknown adventurer above your head. If you want, the current Treant costumes that you have, you can exchange for 20 Crone Stones. Let's go. Then we have some character changes. Then we have some UI changes. Then nothing too interesting there. But we do have the MP, WP, SP recovery potions have now been merged into one item instead of 3. So that way it is easier for newer players and also all the players who would go and buy MP potions thinking they're on a different class. Now there is one item that will recover that bar. Then there's the pity system for the potions. So you get the little pieces. If you get a big piece, it now has a tag that says ancient on it. When you collect those ancient ones, you get the same potion, but I think you get your name on it or something. But yeah, the pity system is in, which also means the HP potion has the infinite HP pot has its small, medium, and extra large versions for you to enjoy. This is very short. It's a lot more complicated than that, as you can tell as I'm going through my pages. Right, I'm still going through. There we go. All right, so then there is the loot change in Balanos, Serendia, and Media, which is things like the Barez weapons will now be, instead of it giving you different types of weapons, it will now give you a Barez weapon box that you can then use on a character. All the spots basically within Valencia, Manos, Achman, and Histria have been improved in terms of the silver you can get from a basic item that's in there, and that will explain more about how it works with Agris Fever plus item collection increase scrolls. You can now see if you complete a special quest, you can see which portal you're going to. And that is about that. And the portal I'm talking about is Achman and Histria, and that is the short end of the stick.
Someone just asked, can you summarize the patch notes?
I'm out. I'm out.
This dropped. There we go. So for shy stuff, I already kind of talked about it. I can't really, as I've said before, I can't promise anything, but continuously talk about it. The next thing is someone was asking, like, so what exactly is Season Plus? So, and how does Season Plus work? So if you saw what happened on PC, season ended and started Season Plus. For us, there's a bit of a break in between.
Yeah.
So summer season will end tomorrow during the maintenance. The next time, the next update will be October 13th, tentatively, and that's when Season Plus comes in. Season Plus has a few changes, like easier to Vala enhancements, as well as a few other things with it, which have been announced and not announced and stuff like that. More details regarding that will come in, but if you treat it like a new season server, I would go from there, right? Treat it as a new season has begun. Think of it like that, with a few quality of life changes as well as a couple other things. Will we have to pre-create for the seasons? I don't believe so.
No, because if it was going to, it would have started this one.
Yeah,
no
so
pre-creation.
I don't think that's in there. Can you at least comment if there is talk about a Shy Revive? We talk about it a lot. It's
give you a class to play.
I can't really go in either direction with it because, like, this is my bad. For X amount of months and almost to a year, essentially, right? I would say things like, "Hey, I am talking about it," or "Hey, I am doing it," and it gave people a thing of like, oh, so it is going to happen. And I wasn't aware of how much weight my words would have, but discussions are indeed happening. The difficulty, I would say, in regards to Shy in particular, is that within the context of console, I'll go with that. Within the context of console, there are certain controller things that have been kind of in headache, and we've been kind of discussing on how to fix that kind of stuff, as well as like skills and the way that the Artina Soul works and stuff like that. Talking about that, unfortunately, the discussions have gone on for quite some time, and that's as much as I can say. You have not waited 3 months. It's been longer than that, honestly. Legitimately, it has been longer than that, in general, regarding Shy. So I don't really have much else to offer at this moment. And I genuinely don't. The conversations have to keep happening, but like I said, it's difficult to promise something, and it sucks. We'll have to do better on that end in terms of communicating on our side. What's the next? What?
What?
I don't know what the limited time thing was. Lower the weight of Bassi Trash Loot. No, I'll suggest it because it's in chat.
no, I'm
the
stuck.
other one that someone was saying, man, like I went so long about Shy because that kind of triggered up again. Tamer dubs on left trigger holding for pre-awakened, please. Thank you. The reason why the dubs haven't been kind of looked into just yet, sorry, not looked into. The reason why we're kind of holding off on it now with the reboot coming in is kind of similar to what I said about Musa Mewa, where like certain features were unique to the class at the time and have kind of not been. This is all something that Jezagnim and Jahanim have said during the ball and all that kind of stuff. So it's not new information. So if there's something better or different, then maybe going that route is better than, hey, I want the dubs to be similar to Chase and things like that. So yeah. Oh man, I'm tired.
Is there a way you can voice your opinions on Shy Boss? Right. Don't spam it would be one. And I know someone will be triggered that I just said that, but essentially it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? Like with something like next gen, it's like a concrete idea. It's something that is an item on its own. Whereas, you know, the terms for balances and stuff like that is a lot more abstract, so it makes it a lot more difficult. Constructive feedback is actually really good, but if you give me constructive feedback that would essentially elevate, this goes for all classes, when you give balanced feedback. If you give balanced feedback that would elevate a class to basically god tier status, like asking for iframe. No, what I'm going to talk about it. Like asking for iframes, AP buffs, DP buffs, you know, all this on one skill. It makes it a little bit more difficult for us to then take it forward. So good constructive feedback about the issues like you have with it, and we've received a lot of that with Shy anyway, like how the skills could be and minor improvements. So like if it's like, you know, oh, this would be better as an iframe, that's cool. But if you go, this would be better as an iframe if it dealt 30,000% damage and every time you use it, Kazarka comes out and one-shots everyone. Not so workable. So like, think about it in terms of other classes as well. Don't think about it just like, I want my class to be the best. Think of it like, let's make everything nice. Is that good to say?
I understand where you're coming from and why you wanted to just say that. But Shy players have been waiting for quite some time.
Oh, I know.
Right?
I know. I'm not going against that. But what I'm saying is, like, if it's more... Because they want to know how they can do it without spamming. The best way is to continue to give us that kind of feedback in the constructive ways.
Which they have. And
Yeah.
this is what I'll kind of say, where yeah, I'll say this. When it comes to the feedback in general, especially in regards to Shy, and I think that's where we as CMs have kind of failed that part of the community,
Yeah.
right? Because there were certain things that Shies have wanted. We had said certain things that had given a false hope, which has not happened in X amount of years.
Yeah.
And that's a problem, right? There's a communication issue on that end. The other end is because of the discussions that we've been having internally and trying to figure out like what we want to do with this class and stuff like that, but in the end have made, other classes or have been working on this reboot and all these kind of things. It's hard not to feel like you've been left out.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Especially if you genuinely care about this class, which we have a lot of people who do that. So I think on our end, specifically between us, like no, Lotus, that's not entirely true. I'll explain that in a second as well. So we have been getting constructive feedback because like you can't say that not like a lot of feedback was not as constructive because people who are spamming next gen when, and that's spam in general.
Yeah.
Right. So it's difficult for us to actually make like a proper, I want to say channel, but not really. It's
An avenue of communication.
No, it was very difficult for us to straight up and Guido, I'll talk about that in a second as well. To straight up take someone's feedback and be like, go ahead and do it, right? There's a communication aspect in that as well that needs to be changed, as well as amongst other regions stuff. Now, someone, and Guido himself has also said this, as well as other people within chat, like Prof and everyone else, some of the newer classes really don't fit what we're saying.
Yeah.
Right? And Jesagnim and Jahinium have also said this, whereas like when a game has gone on for as long as we have, right, it has been one of those things where it's like a lot of the older classes did feel left out. So like Warrior, outdated. Zerk, outdated. Ranger, outdated. Valk is still a cannon, but outdated. All these things that made those classes special. And when we got these new classes and we're like, yo, we can do this, or we can add this thing to it. Like, despite what you may want to say about Corsair, and like Sage is a different issue, right? That's a specific special issue. Just despite what you want to say about Corsair, that thing's a fun class to play. Mm-hmm. It's genuinely fun. Assassin is the same thing. Guardian was pretty cool when it came onto console. PC was a different story, but like when it came to console, it was really cool. So to be able to do these things, and then like now that we're looking back and be like, well, a lot of these things that we've done now, we can kind of make these older classes that have been with us since launch of Korea PC of like 2014.
Yes. 2014.
Or, like 1950s. Like, it's been around for quite a while, so we get to do that kind of stuff. And so that's where that reboot is happening. Now, where the reboot line ends and begins, that's the contention, I think, for Shies.
Yeah. That's
Right?
a contention for a lot of people, actually.
Right? Yeah, and that's a lot of people where that ends and begins. So, I think for the most part, the developers, and I shouldn't say that. We as a company have been listening as much as we can and have been trying to adjust for it. Because remember, the revamps were scheduled for December, and we were going to put in all this other stuff before it. And then people are really upset, like, hey, maybe we should do this instead. And we're like, okay, let's go do this. And I think for the most part, it is happening that way. Mm-hmm. And hopefully things change in a more positive way.
Yeah, and one of the things that you kind of touch up on, but I think should be, emphasized a lot more, it has been quite a long time. There has been an evolution in not just the developer skills and stuff like that, but also the technology we use. Like, we figure out something and then put it in a class, like a new mechanic or something like that, and then that becomes something else that we can have in our repertoire. Like, the evolution of learning things and, like, technology advancing and all this kind of stuff is why you see the evolution of the classes. Because if you look from, let's say, Warrior all the way through till Sage, let's take Corsair off there for just this, through Sage, you can see each time like the template, I would say, improves a little bit each time. Like the difference between someone like, let's say, warrior and ninja. Like the difference between from there to there is obvious. Like they're very different. But then like the difference from ninja then to guardian, let's say, which are a bit closer in release windows, it's always changes and incremental changes along the way. So we learn a little bit more each time that we release a class. And
Both good things and bad things.
Yeah, good things and bad things. And then the further away you get from the original point is the older the class looks.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going through and updating it.
So long story short, yes, that's exactly why the things the way that are happening. I will also mention one thing about the reboot classes. When you guys look at the classes for the reboots, look at it in the vacuum that it is in now. In the sense that, like, the Sork reboot.
Yeah.
Or the Warrior reboot, or the Ranger reboot. Don't compare it to the classes that you currently have.
Yeah.
But, like, wait for in its own vacuum and then go from there.
So look at it within the context of the other classes that have been reworked so far. Don't think, how is my tamer right now going to deal with that? Because your tamer is also on the cards for a rework.
Yeah, the difference between their the problem with the no context. Yeah, absolutely. I would say, like I said, these are things that we have to go out and improve and go from there. Console-specific balances, like when we said we were going to do it, we kind of took a look at it and it didn't work out, and we're going to try and keep pushing for that kind of stuff because of controller issues and whatnot. And I get that. Like, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, the responsibility of us is to give you the honest answers that we have right now, and not so much as the answers that you may want to hear or not want to hear. There's kind of the word is probably ill-fitted for this situation, but there's a balance act with that. The difference between their kits is huge. Exactly, yeah. A lot of the kits are different, huge, and so we had to kind of figure that out as well. Actually, you know what? That's a good point. I'll touch on that. How come these mechanics weren't slightly, like incrementally added to classes over a period of time? Because there isn't enough data. If you look at any, no, I shouldn't say any game, a lot of other game companies as well, one of the reasons why they don't straight up reboot the classes, I won't say a specific game, but I'll say if you take fighting games as a whole, right? There's always a balancing act with that. Your newer characters are going to have new mechanics that you can use, or they're just not going to feel different from your basic characters, your old pure-hearted characters, which is why a lot of fighting games have kind of died off, because they haven't created a new thing there. There's obviously a lot of aspects with, I'm not mentioning any names, so like there's a lot of things regarding that. Now, there was a fighting game that I used to genuinely love, where it's like, this is before the years of, before the time of like, you can update a game right away.
Yeah.
Each iteration of the game, they would add something new to these older characters. And the thing was, what people complained about was, that's not my character anymore. Like, this slight change is kind of messing with it, or this change is messing with it. It feels different, it feels weird. I don't want to say that what we're doing is a perfect thing or the right thing, but I think it makes sense for our context. And the way that we're doing the reboot, even if it feels late to you guys, and it feels late to us, some of us in the company as well, the fact is that it's happening. And I don't want to say ignore the negative feedback. People have to grow, and so does our company, and so do the developers, and that's how that works. Yes, exactly. Older characters need to have the tools to be able to do that, which is why we're getting the... Thank you. Luna Assassin kind of knows this, right? There's a reason why Remaster Turbo Tournament Edition Game of the Year 2020 things have happened. There's a legitimate reason why that has happened. I implore people to look at the history of that, because it's actually quite interesting. But when it comes to older characters not being able to handle it, we looked at it, and it's like, okay, let's go and work with this.
Yeah.
And yeah. Guys, sorry, one question. We can take all the boss gear after this new season? I don't have any details regarding the boss gear stuff like that. Even on PC yet, that has not been a thing.
So dungeons for lower gear scores probably isn't going to happen at the moment. Because there is the season versions, which is lower gear score, I guess, technically. But you'd still need Tet/Peng Tuvula, right? If I remember correctly. For
those details may or may not change.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may or may not change. The show love to our lower GS peeps. I think a lot of things on Season Plus will actually be able to help with that. I believe so. And I think Seasons has genuinely done a good job in introducing people to the game. And the way that the Season Pass was kind of operated, it kind of worked out well that way. The reboots are always tough. And, you know, you've said it multiple times. There's always going to be a growth period.
Yeah.
Right? Because the initial reaction compared to what happens when people get used to it, compared to when they get their class reworks, their reaction to it, and then they're getting used to it, is different. And again, Shies are the exception in this because I know what the issues are regarding the communication of Shy. But I think with those reboots, it's going to be very tricky. And I implore people to go check it out. Why wait so long to do a rework rather than on each release of a new class? Because then you fall into the same realm. And again, there's no right or wrong strategy on this. But if you notice with fighting games, and I won't talk about MMOs in general, but if you look at fighting games as a whole, when a new character drops, everything gets rebalanced, and it, you know, it's sketchy. It's a lot. It's pretty sketchy when it comes to, because I love fighting games.
Yeah.
Like, that is my home. And when a new character drops, you just get more and more scared for your character. Like, I was like, oh, come on, man.
But I know the characters you play. You're just scared anyway.
Oh, no. Like, when I play competitively, I'll play the characters I love the most. But when it comes to, like, playing with friends, like, yeah, I'm going to play a nerfed Blanca. I don't really care.
Okay, I do want to bring something up. I think it was Puppet was asking about, saying about, what's the point you've made Valencia better than, the likes of Star's End and Sick?
Okay.
Do remember, and I mean this wholeheartedly, do remember, to get the numbers that we were pulling, we need to use Yellow Loot Scroll plus Agris. And once you burn through that Agris, the effectiveness there does drop quite considerably, especially if you're losing one trash loot per hour, per kill, stacked up over time is actually quite considerable. For example, where I would get 300 trash loot, which is worth X amount, now I would get 200 in its stead. And that's with a Yellow Loot Scroll.
Right.
And add to that the treasure, I don't want to say treasure in this sense, the pieces that you want to get, such as disto earrings, tongue red rings, those kind of items, they're still valuable and they do still add on to the top of your thing. One other thing I actually do want to mention is most PC calculators, when they calculate how much money they're making, include selling everything. Everything you get in a drop, that's what they consider adding.
Also, this is for certain areas. So, blue loot scrolls haven't been made rendered useless. You would just use them in different areas.
Yeah. You would use them elsewhere. Or you use blue loot scroll with Agris, which gives you the max. You wouldn't use the yellow loot scroll and Agris.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else with this?
Are they related to the Elvia Hadum? In some ways, I would guess yes. It's just a way to even out the money curve, the silver income curve. Because essentially what would happen is you would, you earn 1 or 2 million an hour in Calpheon, or let's say Balanos, and then, you earn a little bit more. And then you would go from Valencia, which would be not History Ackman, but everywhere else would be 20, 30 mil per hour just in trash loot, to somewhere where you're making 100 plus mil.
Okay.
without
Yeah.
without Agris or loot scrolls. Like there's a jump there, so that jump has been tried to even the curve up a little bit more.
I would say Puppet, like, and everyone else, like, if you have reservations about this, like, give it a shot. Let me know how it goes,
Yeah.
and we'll go from there.
100% hit us up with your feedback once you try it out. Like
Yeah.
that's what we really do ask, to try it out first, because the knee-jerk reaction would have stopped quite a few things that end up becoming popular.
Yeah.
So it's always worth telling us after trying it.
You think at the end we can play as the Black Spirit as a class? Well, then the Black Spirit would be of the Black Spirit, and the Black Spirit that you play would have lost his memory. And that'd be kind of weird. And so I don't
The
know.
Black Spirit has his own little Black Spirit that he controls, or does he just talk to himself?
Nah, he'd have his own little. It'd be like Inception. Just keep going.
But that one would have his own Black Spirit as well.
That'd be
and
kind of
then-
cool. I don't think so.
The elevation, the skill elevation stuff is actually something that was talked about last year at the Calpheon, right? Last one was Heidel, right?
Heidel.
So the Calpheon Ball, it was mentioned that we are aware of it and it is being looked into. It's not as adding something is more difficult. They've done some classes, but they haven't done the others. So if you're having those class issues, make sure you let us know and we can pass them forward that it's still happening. I know Zerk has some. I think Archer was fixed at one point.
For the elevation stuff?
Yeah. Or was it Ranger? It was one of the two, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can we please have character zoom out settings? That's been discussed in the roadmap.
And it's
Saving the
something that we
character.
have to do, yeah.
Yeah. Something that
Uh,
we're looking at.
There was a lot of things in there in terms of like console-specific quality of life updates that we want to do. It's not necessarily like I don't know if balance was talked about in there, like that's console-specific, but I know the quality of life stuff was. So let's go from there.
When does the Striker rework come for console? The same time as all the others right now. That is the plan, to release them all at the same time. We're not going to release them chunk by chunk. They're going to drop
Tentatively.
all at the same time, and that is the plan right now.
Tangibly. But like I said earlier in the stream, and the top of the stream, sorry, which was, and I think some people in chat were kind of mentioning this, like people have been sending me their docs, and then we kind of try to talk to the right people about that kind of stuff. So now there's enough of certain classes that I play within the company, talking about and getting the feedback from everyone else, that I can kind of try new ones. So these days I'm trying like DK, because like well, I've sent my feedback and the community feedback with it, which was like, yeah.
What characters are set for
Hold
the
on.
rework? The first 17, so up to and including Archer. For some reason, I thought Guardian, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. But yeah, it's up to and including Archer. So it's Archer backwards. So Archer, Lawn, Ninja, Kuno, Mehua, Musa, Zerk, Warrior, Valkyrie, Sorceress. I'm missing someone, but DK, some of the others. Don't put it up. I was trying to remember. He's put it up now. I got to see it. Striker, Mystic, DK, Witch, Wiz, Ninja Kuno, Valkyrie, Mehua, Musa, Tamer, Zerk, Sork, Ranger, Warrior.
Yeah. And again, if you guys have the feedback, go for it. Let
And
me know.
again, Macham's with the perfect example. Wizard, question mark, exclamation point. We'll see how it changes within the scope of the reworks.
Yeah.
Because even though he's still good, he could do with something. And which too, something new.
Do we
If that
not
makes
have
sense.
a samurai-ish awakening character right now?
The samurai-ish awakening character you're thinking of would be Ninja, because
But he's more Ronin, right?
he's more, he's a Sora.
There it is. Okay. So not necessarily samurai. Okay, I get what you mean.
But he gets a big samurai hat. That's a big hat.
That is a big hat, yes.
He gets a big hat. That's Ninja. That's a samurai.
Is that how you determine what a samurai is?
Yeah, they wear a big hat. Ascot races, the horse races, full of samurai, mate. Big hats everywhere.
No, I wouldn't. Would I consider Musa a samurai?
No, Musa's a Musa.
Yeah.
Which is weird for you guys, but it makes sense for us.
Yeah, like in
Because
Korean, it makes sense.
it's a Korean warrior.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Do you guys actually know how to rework Zerk? What I've heard from your top Zerks is you need more grabs.
This is what I have to deal with, people.
More grabs.
A lot of his kit isn't useless. It would, again, there's a reason a rework would be good. It's because while the skills look useless on their own, they're pretty good at connecting from one skill to another skill. So that it's yeah.
I was once told, and again, this is not serious. I haven't forwarded this to anybody. I was once told that, like, hey, for Zerk's rework, what if you just made him Undertaker? And I was like, that's kind of cool, actually. But where did the axes come from? And
Dude, you had this conversation in your own head. This is not something you have talked to me about before.
Oh, because I know you're gonna say no, but like, it'd be nice. So yeah, like more grabs, less axes, less cannonballs, but the cannon stays, and more drop kicks. You guys need more drop kicks.
God, we do not need more Titan kicks.
No, the Zerk rework, I don't know what the status of it actually is. I know with see, Guido's happy, and so like when. People have given us their feedback, but like in the context of console, and I genuinely do mean this, when it comes to console specifically, not just like, hey, PC is able to do this, so give me what PC has. Because remember, we're all getting this rework and this reboot. In the context of console, when you play the class and like there are certain button combinations that just don't feel natural and it hurts and it sucks, right? Make mention of that as well. You don't have to do that for me to listen to it, but it would be very appreciative because like the way that I would play Tamer and Mystic, like the combos for Mystic feel good. Like honestly, controller-wise, it feels nice. Tamer's a little bit iffy. Sork is kind of rough, like you just hurt your fingers.
I do want to say you can completely change the way buttons work within the system settings, I believe.
No, regardless of that, like
if that's what you want to do for your own, if you find that talking to other players that they don't have an issue with a certain command action, but you do, you can change it yourself. It is something you can do within the system settings. Obviously, that's not ideal for everyone, though.
Yeah, but like that's not the solution kind of thing, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So someone was asking what's the best way to give it. A lot of the Zerks will probably tell you at this point, just like DM people and let us know. Even like, and I do want to mention this because I've said this erroneously in the past. I've asked people like, you know, if there's a booklet, send that to me. It doesn't necessarily have to be a booklet. It's like, dude, if you got something to say, just tell me.
Yeah.
And then I'll kind of talk to what Zerks are they talking to? Your overlords. And no, like you guys don't need more. Like that's the thing. Like the grab thing has been a contentious issue.
Yeah.
In the sense that nobody wants that many grabs.
Yeah.
Right? And that's consistent between PC and console.
I just want to say everything that Trent has said, this is what Zerk needs.
Yeah.
Flip reverse it, and that's kind of the feedback we generally get. So less like grabs, we don't need 5 grabs, I think it is, right? 5?
Yeah. It's definitely great.
That
But
kind
yeah,
of
I get what
stuff.
you mean. So when it comes to like grabs or cooldowns or whatever the case may be,
It's 4 grabs. 4 grabs.
you need 14.
Sorry.
You guys don't even need a skill filter list. It just says all a grab. It'd be sweet.
Yeah, it's 4. I was double counting. Which one is it? I was using Undertaker as a grab, like in my head as a grab, even though it's not a grab. It's part of a grab.
Meo's not fine. And honestly, Zerks to a certain extent as well. Like, I think every class has something that they're kind of having issues with, and so you know, letting us know and being able to kind of send that over has been great. Whether it's in a angry or malicious message, we still kind of get the feedback and send it, right?
Yeah.
So like we're able to do that, and that's kind of nice. But like when someone mentioned about the Zerk class being whatever, like because people are mentioning in chat right now, and we talked about this as a joke, but what if like, and it doesn't work in our gameplay mechanics, but what if Zerk was King from Tekken?
I told you this like last week,
that's why I
man.
said
We
you
talked
said it,
about
yeah.
it. It'll be dope.
That's what I just said, but it doesn't work with our game mechanics,
No,
right? So
unfortunately.
like, what's a way to mess around
Because
with
in
that
a
stuff?
1v1, sure, it would look great and it would be fun, but as soon as you pick someone up in like large scale and you start doing all these cool combo buttons, the next thing you know, you're looking at the rescreen, the respawn rescreen. So yeah,
I think
as
it's
cool
a-
as it would be.
I think it's a little hard to play on console, but that's more the emotion. I'm not sure if I quite understood that. Can you hit me with that again? But yeah, so my goal has been like, and so I've kind of stayed away from Mystic because, and I think a lot of Mystic players will agree, aside from like damage or whatever and all this kind of stuff, like control-wise, Mystic feels good. And the combos feel nice and they flow. And, you know, there's ups and downs with certain things that they want to be able to do. Tamer has been a journey. Has been a journey in the context of console, and I promise you I'll keep working on it. So now my target has shifted towards DK, Sork, and I want to say Valkyrie, because I want to play Valkyrie and Sork on the EU server, and I'm trying to play DK on the NA server. And yeah.
Yeah, it must be wonderful not caring about how much silver you're making.
Oh, because like, why? Why would you?
Why would I care about how much silver I'm making?
Yeah.
Because that's how I play.
Or, you know, one of the solutions of not having 4 grabs is to play a different class and see how it feels to not have those grabs. And then maybe you'll miss those grabs.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. He generally torments me like this. This is how our working relationship is. You're seeing a whole version of Trent that you don't usually get to see, which is where he's just tormenting me.
Dude, because like I answer so many questions where it's just like, oh, like the CM side is wearing off, and now comes like the real personality of it just being a troll at work. Right? How does Ray? See what it's like to have 0 grabs.
I've played classes with 0 grabs.
And you didn't like it.
I enjoyed pre-awakened Corsair, and then they added a grab, and I stopped playing
Because it didn't have enough.
because it didn't have enough. They had 1 grab, it didn't have enough.
I apologize for this behavior.
The ferry mounts and stuff like that, like I believe it's been talked about to death in the big things that we do, like the Kelfion and Hydo balls. I don't think it's a possibility at the moment. Who knows in the future? Can we have the blue button press, please?
Garment's Heart is supposed to be done on a guild basis, but the probability is so low that it won't come. People don't do it anymore because of lower expectations. Can you increase the probability if ValorCon comes in, which will come in the future, comes out of guild quest? It'll be in the same situation. I know probability's been discussed for quite a few times in the way that we would do it, but at the moment, I don't think there's any plans for changing the probability. But I'll bring that up because yeah, that is the thing where like if you can do Garment once a week.
Someone said Zerk needs a power bomb, and I'm trying to think like, don't we already have one? And
Oh,
then
is that what you were doing?
That's a choke slam. I was in my head. I was like, wait, which? No, we do have. No,
Do you guys not have a powerbomb?
like I'm working it out in my head. I'm doing the motions. I think not exactly a power bomb, I guess, because a power bomb you lift them all the way up, right, and then you jump with them and slam them down, kinda.
Oh, you don't have to jump. You can do different variations of it. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. There are different variations of a power bomb.
I play Hissashin for a year, and it's kind of fun to play. Yeah, it's really fun to play the new classes and kind of, or like just, sorry, not the new classes, just new classes I haven't played before. So playing DK,
Sure.
I suck.
Guys, Shirna looks like a Doom without the fire. So basically, he's saying I look like a horse. Right? that's what that comment is, right? Shirna looks like Doom, but without the fire. Basically, you're saying Shirna looks like a horse.
Oh, YouTube makes me happy. Sorry, so to go back to it, like, if you play different classes and stuff, it's really fun to learn new ones. Like, I'm not good as a team. I'm learning. Nor am I, like, good at DK. But it's just fun learning and trying to see where everyone else is kind of coming from with their criticisms of it. Especially classes that maybe are not as popular as certain other ones.
Welsh drummer, a burnt horse. Damn it, he's right. I look like supermarket lasagna.
But if you're a burnt horse, aren't you just like edible?
That's why I said supermarket lasagna.
Yeah, so you're good.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're going to have to call it here before we say something that we're going to regret. It's getting to that point, isn't it?
Awakening hash. I'm so lonely on
This?
this.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I know quite a few, and then I see that it's actually one of the ones I know.
Yeah.
I've seen a few. I've seen more Zerks, to be honest, than Awaken hashes.
Awaken hashes, there aren't as many on NA. I've seen more on EU. But Succession hash is the one that people kind of go for. Because,
Which I find weird, because I thought Awakening was better.
But do you remember when Awakening came out after?
Yeah.
So we rolled it out, whatever.
Yeah.
So it just stayed with that. So it's kind of the same context as Corsair. A lot of people didn't want to go towards the Awakening. Like
because they already got used to
They got so used to this, and then we released Awakening.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of right? So it feels different, you know?
Also, suck hash accuracy is top tier. True.
Musas need a lot of help. There are more Musas a lot more Musas on Asia than there are on NA and EU.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, no, EU has quite a few. It would go Asia, EU, NA. The amount of Musas that there are. But yeah. Anything else? Do you want to call it here?
The Infinite Pot rework is coming, as well as Manos, as you can see with the coupon code, as well as the quest to see the portals, hopefully. Now, we do say, remember, I said it right at the beginning of the stream. I'm going to close out with it. If the patch notes that we talked about at the beginning of the stream are different to the ones that are released after the stream, it is because something went wrong with it, and it's going to be taken out of the patch notes. And the reasons why things get taken out of patch notes, there's numerous reasons. It could be that it doesn't work. It could be that, this wasn't supposed to go in this week. Why was it in there? That's happened before. Or there are reasons why things get taken out of the patch notes. So again, if there are differences, we do apologize that we talked about something coming and then it doesn't. But the nature of us to do this, for us to do this, we have to take that risk. And we hope that you guys understand that risk. In that we might say something that later gets taken out just before the update goes live.
Yeah. Please simplify the crafting pop-ups. The pop-ups are more, it needs to be worked on for all regions and platforms, actually. It's like vinegar has succeeded, vinegar has succeeded, vinegar has succeeded.
Yeah.
And it goes on even after you're done because it hasn't kept up.
Yep.
The other thing is, I believe Evil Do Us Harm is on PC. But also, Evil Do Us Harm, like, for a lot of people who are looking to level up and get, like, a lot of good guides, Evil Do Us Harm is pretty good at it. Like, he has really good guides that are applicable to everybody. On the console side of things, like, Hideous Thoughts and everyone else on that side, Lord X and Zek, as well as Xenopain, they have really good guides about everything. And if you have a lot of questions, go towards the partners as well. But there are also people on that are not partnered but have really good content. Like, I always bring up the Thai translator, the French translator, the Spanish translators that do everything like that. And they're really good at that content as well. The Chris PS4 has really good guides and catches things that we may have missed on certain things.
Yep.
and does it. And yeah, at the beginning of the video, can someone who speaks Korean well, like GM Kashima, come out and let me know the next update just for a moment?
He put that in just for himself, didn't he? I mean, the issue with that is then we'd have to do it for every language. And one of the things that a lot of people may not know as much is that we handle, what is it, 5 languages?
5 languages officially on the website, and then X amount of languages afterwards. So to do that and to suddenly, I don't want to say we should never do this thing, because we have contemplated, like, what if we speak in Korean side by side with it. But as you can see, the chat kind of goes off the rails, not because of chat, but because of the way the chat is, this section is constructed. Yep. And so to do live translations at the same time, even if you get the best interpreter,
I think it's mostly just for the patch notes, but then if we do it just for the patch notes, then it's going to be eventually lead to the Q&A.
Exactly. So
we'll try to get, we do have an idea and we have it cooking. We'll see if we can start getting that rolling. But unfortunately, like,
it's going to take some time before we roll that out. But yes, genuinely, I thank you for that. I'll definitely go from there. Okay, I think we got to call it from here.
Yeah, we do. Nick's, no idea when the next event is, but there will be one probably. Guys, we're going to say thank you so much for joining us. As always, we truly appreciate you for coming in. Hope that we didn't say anything that would come off not sarcastic when we're trying to be sarcastic, because there's a lot of things you said about Zerk which hurt my soul, even though I know you're being sarcastic. And I'm going to go home and cry. But guys, thank you so much for joining us, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Cheers, everyone.